I'm Ademola Lawrence, and this is live from Abuja. I should have taken you through the events that have shaped the week in Nigeria and across the world, from politics, news, entertainment, and sport. We begin as the first ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament for the year 2025 ends in Abuja. Several dignitaries in attendance included the members of the 6th Legislature, the President of ECOWAS institutions, the President of the Nigerian Senate, accredited members of the diplomatic corps, and partners initiated debates on issues of artificial intelligence, its negative impacts on which, if not addressed, could harm and compromise the future of the youth in member states. Regarding the celebration of the ECOWAS Golden Jubilee, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Aliu Toure, says the celebration of the ECOWAS Golden Jubilee is, I quote, a moment of reflection and introspection on the achievement and perspective of the institution. For this reason, a summit on the future of West Africa will be organized soon so that the member states can agree on an accord for the future of the community. End of quote. Interesting conversation I will be having this morning. Joining me live to put the better perspective on issues discussed during the ordinary session is an African affairs analyst, Mr. Paul Ejime. Good morning, Mr. Paul. Hello, Mr. Paul. Okay, I'm very sure, Mr. Paul. Okay, Mr. Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I was thanking you and saying I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
All right. Thank you so much. It's such a good time to have you this morning. The ECOWAS ordinary session ends today. What do you think are some of the takeaways from this first session as ECOWAS marks its 50th anniversary? But let me first start with that. Your takeaway from this first session first.
Well, ECOWAS, the Parliament is part of the those who revised the treaty of ECOWAS that was celebrated on 28th of May. That treaty was revised in 1993 and then made provision for issues like the Parliament, the Community Court of Justice, and all that. The idea is that the Parliament should be part of the institutions that should strong ones of the Commission or the regional economic community to give some legal teeth to whatever they are doing. But recently there have been calls for members to be elected directly, because for now what happens is that members are chosen from.
Okay, Mr. Paul, I think that we're going to connect back to you. A lot of issues to discuss this morning. Some of the takeaways from the first session of the ECOWAS, and one of the big issues that ECOWAS is discussing is artificial intelligence, what it means for governance in West Africa, and another big issue is the security of this particular region and how the trade is being going on in the region. I'm meant to understand that Mr. Paul Ejime is back. Mr. Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah. Let me. Oh my goodness. Let me get us.
Okay, so we'll be looking at some of the issues that have come up in this 50th anniversary, and one of the issues is that of artificial intelligence. Continues to come up as the focus of most discussion, even in ECOWAS. What is your take on the fact that ECOWAS also feel it is something to pay attention to, mostly when it has to do with governance?
I don't know whether you you got me the last time, Demola. Are you with me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly, sir.
Okay. I don't know whether you got my introduction talking about the fact that there is need now for agitation or call for members of parliament to be elected directly instead of being
yes, I got that.
Chosen,
I got that.
Chosen from them. So you were talking about what now? What is the next question?
I was asking about artificial intelligence because that's a focus at this ECOWAS meeting, and ECOWAS is worried, very worried, at what the artificial intelligence would do, especially when it has to do with governance in Africa, most especially West Africa, for as a matter of fact. You know, that's what they're focusing on. What's your take on that?
Okay, it's not just in lawmaking or parliament or whatever. I think everybody, those who are not technology, IT savvy, they get worried about the fact that AI can cause some problem. Yes, it can, but let's not also throw away the baby with the bathwater. The introduction of digital technology has set the world, like, you know, the cell phone and now the internet and everything that comes with it. Remember that the what is it called? The media was also, the conventional media was also concerned that, you know, citizen journalism and all that was going to sweep away the conventional journalism. But it's not so. I think everybody can exist and having their needs, but also adapting. You have to adapt. You have now to innovate. You have to reinvent yourself. So, of course, there are downsides, there are negative sides to AI, but just like you can see to the extent it goes, like the President of the United States of America are coming out in papal robes and like a pope and all that. But the idea is that we have now to train our minds and our brain and our, you know, intelligence to be able to differentiate between, to tell, it's like telling fake news from real news. And there are devices, there are also apps that can help you to determine that. So it shouldn't be a worry. What will happen is for every institution, individual, organizations, to go back to the drawing board and see how they can make AI work for them, to tap on the positive aspects of AI and not look at, of course, a coin will always have at least two sides.
Two sides to it.
Some even say it has 3 sides. So, 2 sides of AI is that it has its benefits, it facilitates things. You can, you know, look at, we are talking now between UK and Nigeria. You know, this wouldn't have been possible. In those days, you used to travel by sea. In fact, by the time when ECOWAS was set up in 1975, Nigeria had to send for the ship to bring one of the leaders to sign the treaty
in Lagos.
Today, you can do everything, you know, virtually.
Yeah.
So let's celebrate and you know, underline the positive aspects of AI and not, of course, we take into account that it can be misused or abused.
Okay, so there's something I really wanted to talk to you about, and that has to do with the biggest criticism of ECOWAS, which is handling the political instability in West Africa. What do you think are the core reasons for this? Mr. Paul, okay. I hope you can be able to get back to us and let's discuss this. ECOWAS Age 50, and the celebration was done in Lagos, where the president of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, I'm meant to understand Mr. Paul is back.
Yes, I would say that it has to do with leadership. You know, because now you seem to have a resurgence of military coup. But these are symptoms of bad governance. I think bad governance, bad leadership has created the situation where we are now, that the leaders of ECOWAS are no longer following the tenets, the objective, the dream of the founding fathers. We saw General Gowan there and his colleagues, what they did. They didn't, perhaps they didn't contemplate that somebody will want to remain in power or perpetuate himself in power to or what you call an unconstitutional change of government. Because it's not only military. Civilians are doing it. We have civilian coups, constitutional coups, ballot